All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video. Make sure you check out Pig and a Pickle. 2 locations, Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week in Marin from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday in Emeryville. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Well, let's talk a little bit about one of the more exciting 49er draft picks this year, and that's Darell Luter Jr. His full name is Darell Akeem Luter Jr., born in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, the son of Darrell Sr. and Darlene Luter. And this guy's a player, absolute incredible player. Just from looking at his bio, his favorite book, he says, is the Bible. He's a very serious, mature kid. He's married with a daughter. His favorite team growing up was the New Orleans Saints, and his favorite athlete was Cam Newton. His favorite musical artist is Young Boy. His favorite subject in school is math. He enjoys playing video games in his spare time, would like to run his own business in the future, got offered a scholarship by the University of Houston, but was also recruited by Purdue, Rutgers, Southern Miss, and Coastal Carolina coming out of the JC ball. Majored in sports management and recreation studies and already has his degree. So, this guy was a great player. He was a multi-sport high school athlete. He lettered 3 years in football, 2 years in basketball, and 1 year in track at Oak Grove High School in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And what a player he's become for the South Alabama Jaguars. And he's really a solid corner. He's a 6-foot corner, about 190 pounds, 33-inch arms, 10 3/8 inch hands. He's got really, really long arms. Now, interestingly enough, the way they used him was they let him play like he was Deion Sanders. They would play zone on the other side, and he would be still playing man on his side. He was playing press man, hugged up on the line of scrimmage. He's physically dominant. He's got long arms. He can reroute you at the line of scrimmage. He's very, very physical. 4.46 is his 40, which is fast but not blazing. 157 10-yard splits. He's got plenty of quickness. 40.5-inch vertical. That shows the lower body explosiveness. 10.3 broad jump's a great number. 6.9 3-cone drill is a solid number as well. So Luter is a guy who has played a lot of man. He played out on the island, basically playing press man. And sometimes they played man opposite him. Sometimes they played zone, but he always stayed playing man to man. So I asked him, I said, what are you most comfortable with? I said, playing off coverage, playing zone coverage, or playing press man, either, right there at the line of scrimmage or playing a little bit off. He says press man coverage is what he's most comfortable doing. And when you watch him, you can see why. He's got long arms. He's strong. He understands how to use the sideline as an extra defender. And he's really, really experienced playing man-to-man coverage on the outside. And so what do I see him doing? I think he's a guy that's going to challenge Diamador Lenore for the starting job opposite Charvarius Ward. I think Mooney Ward's going to start at one corner, and I think Luter has got a very good chance to beat out Lenore and start opposite him. Lenore's got the ability to play the slot or play outside. And obviously they brought in Isaiah Oliver to play the slot. He was really, really good in the slot last year. But I would say that Luter's got a very good chance to take Diamador Lenore's job away from him. Why? Well, he's very polished. He's very mature. He plays with great strength. He's very calm. He doesn't panic. He's got experience playing the outside, and you can see that experience. He's a very confident player. He expects to win these one-on-one, man-to-man battles. He's not a big bragger, loud guy. He's kind of quiet and mature, but don't confuse that in any way for a lack of confidence. This guy has a tremendous belief in his ability to shut down opposing wide receivers. And why does he believe it? Because he's done it. And he's done it with regularity throughout his college career. So I think this is an exciting player. The 49ers got him in the 5th round. This is a round where they've really had a lot of success. And you could have easily seen this player go in the third or fourth round. The fact that he was still on the board in the sixth round, in the fifth round, I should say, is really speaks to the cornerback depth and the overall depth of this last NFL draft. Luter is definitely a valuable player, and one that the 49ers looked at him, and they looked at a bunch of corners prior to the draft. And they decided to go with Luter in round 5. And they saw basically, they had their choice of several of the day 3 corners, and they chose him over everybody. So what I like about him the most is that I think he's ready to play right now. He's not a guy that's going to absolutely wow you with crazy speed. But what he does is he's got great length, great strength, great body control. He's got the ability to mirror receivers up and down the field. You can see the strength that he has to reroute guys. If he gets his hands on you, you're going to have a hard time getting away from him. He's just a very mature, polished player that, a lot of guys, they play a lot of zone, and they're not used to playing man, and they get to the NFL, and it's like, well, can they play man to man? The 49ers use a lot of zone. Partially it's because they don't match up. They haven't had a lot of defenders in their back seven that could play man to man, and that could do it, skillfully. Now in Luter and Jair Brown, they've added 2 guys to their secondary who can play in the zone if they need to, but also can play man to man. And so I think it's going to give Steve Wilks more flexibility to play man coverage. I think you heard Wilks say during the minicamp that he still expects the 49ers to play a large percentage of zone. But now he's got the ability, if he wants, to play man to man from time to time and to mix in a few more man to man calls. And I expect you're going to see that. You're still going to see the Niners run a lot of zone, and under Wilks, you can expect a lot of cover 3 with you got one safety up in the box, you got another safety manning the deep middle. But I expect Luter to give them the ability to play man to man, and I expect him to play a lot of man coverage as a rookie. And I think there's a very good chance that Luter gives Diamador Lenore all that he wants and then some in a competition for this starting job opposite Mooney Ward. The one thing Lenore has is Lenore has NFL experience, but the one thing that Luter has, he's got greater size, greater strength, and he's got a lot of experience playing man to man against some pretty good receivers. So I think that's going to be one of the battle royales to watch this summer. Can Diamador Lenore hold off Darrell Luter Jr., or is Luter going to get that starting job opposite Mooney Ward? I think it's going to be one of the great competitions to watch this summer. All right, hope you enjoyed our first impressions of Darrell Luter Jr. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being a proud sponsor of the Krueg Show. Check them out in Emeryville or Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week in Marin, Wednesday through Sunday in Emeryville. And thanks to all of you for supporting the Krueg Show on YouTube.